Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Jenna. I film a lot of productivity, lifestyle, bullet journal videos and vlogs, so if you want to hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I wanted to do an updated Q&A for you guys because I know that there's a lot of new friends here, which is just crazy to me still. If you're new here or if you just recently subscribed, welcome, and I'm happy to have you. The last Q&A that I did was January 1st, so it's been a couple months since, and yeah, I just thought that would be fun to do a Q&A for you guys. And to make this more fun, I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted a Q&A get ready with me style or doing the spicy noodle challenge, and here's what you guys chose. I actually have a pretty good spice tolerance, so I think I'll do pretty well. So I'm gonna try to challenge myself to finish all of this without drinking any water or milk, so we'll see how that goes. I have questions screenshotted, so if you want to get to know me more or just watch me eat the spicy noodle challenge, then let's just go ahead and get started. Before we take our first question, let's take our first bite. Ooh, without any water, I don't know. Lots of questions about Thomas. How did you and Thomas meet? That's in that separate vlog. So I'll link that vlog where I introduced how me and Thomas met. What's your favorite date that you've been on? For some reason, the first thing that comes to mind is when we first started dating. In high school, he would spend his summers in Korea because he would train for speed skating there and he would go spend time with his dad who lives there. So I just remember that very first summer that we dated, right before he left for Korea, we went on a paddle boating date. It was when we first started dating and it was just so much fun because it was like our last date before we had to do long distance for 2 months. Which at the time, when you're 17 years old and 16 years old, that's a long time. So I just remember we had the best time doing like a paddle boating date and it was just really sweet and romantic. And I'll never forget when I took a video of geese and I said like, look at the ducks. I feel like that was probably my favorite date just because it's something from when we first started dating and like I'll always remember that. Spicy, oh my God. What's a date that you want to go on? I really want to go to Disney World with Thomas because that was supposed to be like his graduation gift from when he graduated college, but that was when the pandemic first started, so we still haven't gone yet, but I really want to go on a Disney World date with Thomas because we've never been before. Okay, next question. How do you manage time for everything? I feel like I've kind of touched on this before, but I think it's just in my personality to, oh my God, sorry, I'm sweating. I think it's just in my personality that I just don't like to waste time, and it works in good ways and in bad ways because I tried to be as productive as possible with like my work and managing time for everything that I prioritize, but I think in doing that I kind of burn myself out and I stretch myself too thin. So sometimes I need to prioritize just rest as not wasting time and just literally giving myself time to recover. But yeah, I think that overall I'm able to manage everything just because I'm really disciplined and I know that if one thing doesn't go well, then everything else that I prioritize in my life won't go well. So I feel like we just kind of maximize everything by balancing it all out and making time for everything. Where do you see your YouTube channel going? That's a good question. I think when I think about where my YouTube channel will be at the end of 2021, it is just one big question mark because I just have no idea. I didn't think that I would grow so fast, at least for the pace that I was expecting. Like I thought that I would have 1,000 subscribers if I was lucky by June, and it's April 4th and I'm already at 1,800. So I don't know. I think if I can just continue to work hard and produce content while still doing well at my job, then who knows where my YouTube channel will be. I think it will be a lot of productive vlogs by the end of the year, but where I see it going, I think that that's up to you guys. It's getting really spicy. Would you ever move to a different state? Yeah. If you asked me like a year ago, I would probably say no because if it's not clear, I'm such a big homebody and I'm very comfortable being at home like all day, every day. I think another reason why I like to live in the same place is just because I know that it's close to my parents and my family. That's something that's really, really important to me, living close to my family. I was lucky that my job after college was still close to home. It's like an hour away from home. But aside from all of that, now with my YouTube channel and just being able to challenge myself and take risks more, I definitely do see myself living in a different state one day. I don't know what state that would be, but I really like the DMV area, to be honest. I think it'd be cool to actually live in like Washington, DC or New York City could be cool for like a short period of time, not long term or anything. But yeah, I feel like I'm no longer bound to Arlington, Virginia. It's just kind of wherever my life takes me. I'm open to whatever. I will say that Arlington is very safe and food is really good. It's close to DC. I wouldn't really want to live in a different state right now, but I'm definitely open to it, if that makes sense. 3 things I can't live without. Oh my god. Okay. Guys, I think I'm doing pretty well, all things considered, but 3 things I can't live without. I definitely cannot live without my phone, unfortunately. I hate to admit it, but I think you guys can agree. My phone's just not something that I'm glued to, but I can connect with other people through it. I can produce content on it, and I can learn about what's going on in the real world through my phone. So definitely my phone. Korean food in general, can I make that like a plethora of one choice? Yeah, my phone, Korean food, and I think my iPad. Is that too the same from phone? That's what I use to edit all of my videos on, and I do everything on my iPad because my MacBook is too old for Final Cut Pro at all, so I do everything on my iPad. Oh my god, you guys, this is really spicy. Yeah, my iPad, just because I use it to edit all of my videos and I could literally not make any videos without it. So phone, iPad, and Korean food. Speaking of my iPad, do you do all of the editing for your videos on your iPad? Yes. I use the app LumaFusion, which was only $30 on the iPad. I use my iPad completely to edit all of my videos, and to add all of the texts, I use Procreate. So Procreate and LumaFusion, that's all I really use to edit my videos on my iPad. But I use my iPad 100%. I'm saving up for a MacBook so that I can buy Final Cut Pro then, but my MacBook right now just will not handle it. It's like 7 years old, so for now, I iPad for everything. How you liked the Epic 2 program? I just started it because of you and I'm obsessed. Thank you. I'm glad that I helped you start it. It was so challenging. It was just so mentally and physically challenging because doing anything for 10 weeks straight is so hard. I really liked it overall though. I took before and after photos. I'll insert them here. I didn't really want to make a whole video just because I didn't like get a lot of footage of the actual program, but oh my god. Guys, my lips. Okay, I'm back and hopefully my lips don't look too orange, but I need a sip of water, okay? Okay, anyways, like I was saying, the Epic 2 program. I feel like if I started the program when I was in poor shape and I did that 10-week program, the results would have been crazy, but at that point when I started Epic 2, I had already done like 4 different workout programs at that point, and I would say that I was in pretty good shape, so I really only did it just so that I didn't have to think about what workouts to do for 10 weeks. But yeah, I just think that the results would have been much more drastic if it was like the first program that I was doing. But overall, really, really challenging. I feel so much stronger after doing it, and Caroline Gervin is seriously no joke. Like, she seriously challenges you and pushes you, and definitely liked it overall, and I would highly recommend. 3 things on my bucket list. They're pretty much all travel related, but I would love to live in Korea for a year. I don't know when that would ever be possible, but maybe even like 6 months. I would just love to live in Korea for more than a month at a time. I really want to go to Bora Bora just because I'm just that girl that wants to live in a house on the water. So I really would love to go there one day. That's like seriously a bucket list place. Get married. Okay, next. What was your major and what made you want to get into your career? So I majored in finance, if you guys don't know already, and I was a transfer into the business school. I initially started off as a gov major and then I transferred over to finance sophomore year. So I found my job just through like the career portal as a summer externship, and it was like a 2-day program where you could learn more about the company, learn more about a future in finance and accounting. So yeah, I did the externship and I just really liked the people. So that's kind of how I stumbled upon my career. It kind of landed in my lap after I applied to it. I did the externship and I loved it. I interned the next year and then they gave me a job offer. So I think I was really fortunate to kind of just ease my way into my career. I feel like in a sense it kind of chose me. That's how I became a government contracts consultant. Okay. Do you think you'll be working from home forever? No. My office is starting to open up, I think, in the summer, but not to everybody, just really I think they're going to open up in waves, but definitely not going to work from home forever. In a perfect world, I would probably go into the office like 1 or 2 times a week and still work from home a majority of the time, just because I think that in corporate consulting, we've kind of all proven that we can be productive and that we can get good work done at home. To do it 100% of the time with no people around would be really hard. So I think in an ideal world, we'd go into the office maybe once or twice a week for like team meetings, but on a normal day, you can work from home. Tips on how to say no at work if you know you do not have the capacity. I think that's really hard. I think I'm not the best person to give advice on that just because I'm so new in my job. I just say yes to everything. But if I knew that I did not have the capacity to do something, if I knew that I just truly was not knowledgeable enough on the task, then I would honestly just ask for help and be direct and say, I don't know how to do this because I'm sorry, I needed that water. Yeah, I think that there's nothing wrong with being honest and saying, I don't know how to do this, or I need someone to help me. It doesn't hurt to take a stab at the task, but if you realize that it's out of your capacity, then at that point you've challenged yourself, you've done what you could, but you need help. So yeah, I think trying first on your own and then going from there if you need to ask for more help. Guys. Oh my God, I'm like actually sweating. Okay, how many more questions? 5 more questions. Favorite easy recipe discovered during COVID? I was never a smoothie person until COVID because I just never really liked smoothies. I feel like they always were oh my God, I never really liked smoothies until COVID just because I don't know why. I just never wanted to have it before. I like was a big believer of having like your eggs for breakfast, but smoothies are easy. Do you drink a cup of wine every day? Not every single day. If I don't have it, I actually haven't had wine in like a week now because I'm out. If I did have it, I think I would have it not every single day, but definitely like 4 out of 5 days of the work week. It's just that's like my post-work reward. It's a glass of wine, and 1 glass of wine can never hurt you. So since I do have it more often, I try to be more conscious and limit myself to only 1 glass a day to be normal. Not every single day, but almost. Are you a manager at work? No, I'm not a manager. My official title at work is just a consultant. So there's consultants, and then there's senior consultants, and then there's managers. So I'm not quite a manager, but I've only been working for a little under 2 years now. So I don't expect to be a manager anytime soon. Oh my God. Okay, last question. What's your favorite book, Netflix show / movie? This is actually a book. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this before, but my favorite book is not a novel or anything. I'm not really big on novels and stuff, but I would say my favorite book is this book that I got for my high school graduation called The Book of Mentors, and you can get it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description box for you guys, but it basically is a bunch of interviews with very successful, famous people. And so there's people like Warren Buffett, Anderson Cooper, yeah, people like that who have very accomplished and successful lives. The owner of Spanx. And yeah, it's just a book of interviews of them. They share their story, how they became successful, and then each story leaves you with some advice from them. So that's always something that I've tried to carry with me, because you can always learn from other people's successes and take those pieces of advice and mold that into your own life. So yeah, Book of Mentors. I got that as a graduation gift from one of my parents' friends, and I've just truly carried it with me ever since. In terms of Netflix shows / movies, I only have a little bit left, guys. I'm almost done. In terms of Netflix shows, probably Stranger Things. I know that's like pretty basic to say, but I'm just not really big on TV shows. I never watched Bridgerton or honestly anything. I really don't watch that much Netflix, guys, but I would say probably Stranger Things. That's what I'm always excited for when there's a new season of something. And then movies, I really don't have a favorite movie on Netflix. I feel like Netflix doesn't have very good original movies. To All the Boys I Loved Before, that's always a classic because it's just like a feel-good movie. And yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can think of at this point. Yeah, I guess that's what I'll say, To All the Boys. Okay guys, that was all of the questions, and if it's not clear, I'm dying. This is my last bite. Okay, and I'm done. And I'm dying. Okay, I didn't go with no water, but very minimal water throughout. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys had fun watching me struggle through this spicy noodle challenge as I answer your questions. Okay, either way, I hope you guys had fun and just had fun hanging out with me today, getting to know me a little bit more. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, but until then, I miss you already.